Well, it won't exactly look like this tomorrow night, but it is caucus time across the state of Iowa. Tomorrow night, the party faithful, among both Democrats and Republicans, will gather at local precincts statewide to set the party agenda for the coming year. The crowds during presidential election years won't be seen during these so-called off years. Now, the 2020 Democratic caucus became a national punchline because results weren't announced for days after the caucus goers met. That won't happen Monday night, of course, because tomorrow the caucus will focus on rules, party platforms, local and state candidates. And we asked the head of Scott County Democrats, Matt Trimble, about 2024 and his focus on 2022. It's part of our continuing Your Voice, Your Vote coverage on News 8 this week. Matt, what is the importance of this caucus? Because, I mean, you think the only reason why anyone cares about the caucuses is you get to pick the presidential nominee.
Well, a caucus is a chance for neighbors to come together and talk about how they're doing, how to support our candidates who are committed to Iowa working families, and it's grassroots democracy at its best. This year's not a presidential caucus. It'll be a lot quieter. And we elect delegates to the county convention and then to our precinct committee, which is the real working group that moves our local party forward. We'll discuss platform issues and resolutions, and then we'll have a convention in March. So anyone who shows up is eligible, and it's open to registered Democrats in Scott County. And if you're ready to leave the Republican Party, we'll invite you in. We're doing voter registrations that night as well.
Now, it is both parties. I mean, the Republicans are holding caucuses as well throughout the state of Iowa.
Correct. Yep.
And what's interesting is that every time I talk to the state chairman for the Republican Party or the state chairman for the Democratic Party, there is very few agreements between the two parties or the two groups. One thing they agree on is the Iowa caucus and preserving the caucus system in Iowa. Why is that important?
We want to stay first in the nation because the people of Iowa are smart and have a history of really being a sample of what's going on in the United States. But really my focus is winning in 2022. There's a lot of seats, that we can win. Convinced of that.
I want to talk about 2022 in just a moment, but I obviously have to leap ahead to 2024. After 2020 and the national, if not international attention the Iowa caucuses got in a negative light because of the delay in the release of the results, how difficult is it for Iowa and the Democratic Party, or at least Iowa Democrats, to convince the national party that, an Iowa caucus is still viable as being first in the nation?
Well, I think really we need to go back to just keeping things simple and neighbor to neighbor, and making sure that the caucus fits in every community. And that's a challenge when you've got Scott County that is the third largest. And then you go out to Red Oak, Iowa, in that area where it's a very small community, and it needs to fit. And for us to do that, really a low-tech solution, maybe at least for the midterm, that's what I see us doing.
Republicans are in control of the governor's mansion. They're in control of the Senate and the House in Iowa. They've done very well in congressional races as well. I mean, you have to have a message that's going to change people's minds.
Well, we're just seeing it in these last few days with the Biden administration's economic recovery numbers, and the Build Back Better infrastructure bill had just landed last week. So all of that money is finally coming to communities, and really when people start seeing that, and union jobs are growing, and access to a decent wage, and all of the stuff that's going to come out of the infrastructure bill, we're just seeing that now. So what the Republicans are running on is just giveaways to people at the top end of the pay scale, and not having solutions to pay for health care, public schools, infrastructure, roads and bridges. That resonates obviously with I'm not talking to Republicans, I know that. I need people who care about their communities to vote for Democrats and show up and help us.
Both Republicans and Democrats will hold caucuses at various locations in every Iowa county. It's not an election, so it may not be held where you usually vote. You can get more details by going to your county party's website or the state party website, or better yet, Go to WQAD.com and click on This Week, the tab at the top of our homepage. And coming up, one man's aching back came with no relief.
I found a doctor that could treat me.
Severe chronic back pain might come from an unexpected source. Coming up, more on SI, joint pain, and a new way doctors are treating it. Your health this week.